3 March 2021, and today I've got Mr. Khaliphani Phugeni in person. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. How are you?
Very well.
It's nice to be home.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And today I want us to quickly update everybody.
Okay.
You've been in Senate now.
All right.
For how long?
You have to count from October, so we're talking around about 5 months now.
Okay. And how do you feel about being a senator? What is the experience been like for you?
Well, my approach has been different, and maybe this opportunity may as well work as informing, because a lot of people are saying we're not seeing you much in the public space doing interviews like we have always done. It's because, you know, my journey now has taken a new turn. So you have other people now, we have to do what we've always been doing, communicating the party positions and where we're going. I now have a different platform altogether. So I've been learning the ropes. I now have an idea, not necessarily clear, but I now have an idea how it's supposed to be done, where we're going. Unfortunately, the numbers, in terms of the opposition numbers in Parliament, do not make it possible for us to push anything without the ruling party. So you will realize that we need to do a lot of persuading, a lot of carrying favor with the ruling party if we are to push any legislation or any policies that can benefit our people. But really you begin to appreciate how vast the job ahead of us is, and you also begin to appreciate the suffering. When you're in Parliament, you've been Harare there in a hotel and everything looks normal and okay until you go to the townships, to the constituencies where we come from, and try and engage people. Then you see the desperation of people, you see this unspeakable poverty. And it worries you, because you're kind of like, how can we intervene in a manner that will help these people? You would have seen what I said in my 40th birthday, which is almost 5 years from now. I spoke about putting the last first. And really the theme was about, we need to be able to preserve the opportunities which we are seeking for ourselves and our children and our friends. We need to do the same for the people whom we represent.
Okay, so I think that is for the Senate. The key point that I took there was that because the opposition numbers are so small, you have to rely on ZANU-PF. You work with ZANU-PF in Parliament.
You have to.
Right, let's go to your political party, the MDC-T.
All right.
What is happening there? Are you working together? Give us an update.
Well, I think I've already alluded to this, that the platform is no longer mine, so to speak. You know, when in life you are made a deputy, it means your time has not arrived. That's basically what it means. True. It means your time has not arrived. It means you still have to learn. Yeah. So, and I'm decent enough to know not to ruffle any feathers and frustrate people. You have the numbers of people that you must speak to, that must articulate. But as I said, I think this was December of 2020 and even January of 2021. I have no intention whatsoever to frustrate the struggle. I will do my best within the confines of what I'm allowed. We are trying our best, as I've already told you, just trying to see whichever platform allows us to fight for our people. Because at the end of the day, I'm in this thing to try and move at least our people one step better than what they have been. And if I can't do that, there's no need for me to be in politics. I think I have many other capabilities. So that's where really I'm trying to see that with what has been afforded me, what can I do to move our people's experience of life a step further.
Okay, but you are Dr. Khuphe's spokesperson.
Yes.
Tell us the position of Dr. Khuphe after Congress. She was humiliated at Congress. Someone slapped her, and an investigation was promised. Nothing came. And there was promises by the United States executive that they will come with a court case. And Dr. Khuphe herself has been quiet. We need an answer. What is happening? Is she accepting that she's the VP or she's not?
Well, I do not think that she has been quiet. I think she did shoot a tweet, I think it's about 2 to 3 weeks ago now. So she has not been quiet. The United States of America province, I cannot speak on their behalf. Suffice to say, the last time I heard them on the matter, they said they are finalizing papers with their lawyers. The lockdown also affected them. So, and I want you to know that I do not think that simple because they are fighting for a cause that may seemingly benefit Dr. Khuphe, but in my view it benefits the broader democratic movement. Then Dr. Khuphe has to answer or be privy to what they are doing. Because my understanding, the last time they spoke to me, they said they are also suing her for a chaotic extraordinary Congress. That's what they said. So we really have no control as to what they do, how they do it, and when they do it. But Dr. Khuphe has not been silent. She did speak on that tweet. She's not going to be going pound for pound or doing a running commentary and whatsoever. She has appreciated that Zimbabweans know what is right from wrong. She has also appreciated that Zimbabweans did see what happened. Thank God that EOC was running live. So they saw what happened. They know what is right. They know what is wrong. She has communicated her views on that matter. She doesn't have to communicate every other day. She doesn't have to go pound for pound with anyone, because democracies that do well, and I'll give you an example in the United States of America. I mean, President Trump basically, he sucked all the oxygen. He has 24-hour coverage. And President Biden didn't have to do that. Then when he was running against him, he just played a low profile because he trusted that the American people know right from wrong, and they know what is democracy, its processes and all those things. So I think we allow us to accept that Congress has passed. It is behind us. Now the ball is in your court as voters and as citizens of Zimbabwe. You really have to sit there and say, this that we are given, do we appreciate it? Is it what we were promised? Is it what we were looking up to? But I don't think anyone is in doubt as to who is Dr. Khuphe, what does she stand for, and how has she carried herself around. I think she has carried herself in an extremely exceptional way, and I think she must be allowed to then move forward and be appreciated for the work that she has done thus far.
Okay, I think partially my question is answered, but there's two parts that are not answered.
Okay.
Is she accepting the VP position in the MDC-T? Is she accepting that there is a second VP, which is not constitutional, in the MDC-T?
Yeah, well, look, maybe I've answered you, but you didn't, or maybe I wasn't as detailed.
Yeah, we need more clarity.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you why. You know, the Bible says, be as wise as serpents, but be as harmless as doves. You know, knowing what I know, and knowing the lynching that happens generally in Zimbabwean politics, you will appreciate why I answer things in the manner that I answer them. I've said to you, Dr. Khuphe has done everything possible for Zimbabweans to understand democracy, its processes. I think that has been done. So her saying, I accept this, I don't accept this, and whatsoever, would not serve any purpose more than what it has done already. Because I've said to you, she's already communicated through her tweet. She has never withdrawn that tweet.
Okay, what did the tweet say? I didn't see it.
I'm going to forward you the tweet,
Okay.
but and then you can post it here. So she did send that tweet. Everything she articulated in that tweet, she has never withdrew it because that's what she believes in. So the MDC constitution, which we are even citing and saying it's like this, Zimbabweans know it, you know it. It cannot be upon Dr. Khuphe now to start going with a red pen and marking and saying this and that. No, at a certain stage, Zimbabweans must take responsibility of their future and say, this is what we want. If that is what they want, knock themselves out, it's okay.
Right, so let us take it where we left off.
Okay.
You were saying Dr. Khuphe has done enough,
Yes.
to educate Zimbabweans.
Yeah.
But the very reason why the MDC-T went to court against Chamisa was because of the very same issue. Don't you see that this is not Zimbabweans, but actually within your party, people within your party who are not understanding their own constitution?
Look, that conversation is healthy. Maybe the point I'm making is that you are now wiser after the first court processes. You are now wiser as a country. So first time around, things were not clear for people. And I was here almost every week. Sometimes we'll even do 2 recordings depending on the court processes and whatsoever. And I was clarifying issues to people. People are very clear. And how do I know that? It's some people who come to my inbox, it's some people I meet on the streets and whatever. People are very, very clear. So that's why I'm saying, whatever Dr. Khuphe says now, or whatever action she takes, it does not add anything more than what already people have and already people know, except maybe just for political drama. And we are never that prodigal in this struggle. We do not squander resources like that, because time is a resource and you don't want to channel energy and emotions on things that do not help the ordinary people of Zimbabwe. You would have seen a few weeks ago, some of us were in Lupane trying to help young girls there. And it became clear to us that they also need a borehole there so that they can be able to water their plants and be able to be self-sustaining. So that's something that people are busy trying to mobilize as much as they can to assist the people. Not only that, but there are many other areas where we are being requested, can you please come and assist here? So those that want to do politics can be preoccupied with politics, but at least we are clear that we have empowered them enough to understand issues and be able to do very informed politics, whilst we go around trying to help our people survive. You have seen what COVID has done. It has brought devastation in terms of people losing their loved ones, and then health-wise, a lot of people being affected even after they've recovered. You know, they are still struggling with the after effects of COVID. But look at the livelihoods as well. So survivor, a lot of people have lost their jobs, lost their means of income and so many things. And we're trying to see how can we intervene there to assist our people at least survive this period, which I think soon and very soon we should be over COVID.
Okay. Is it not that Dr. Khuphe is afraid that if she makes any move against the current president, Dr. Mwonzora or Senator Mwonzora, she will get recalled?
Well, I don't... Well, okay, speaking for her, no, she's not concerned by that at all, by the way. The mistake that people make, Gambakwe, is that we live for parliament in the sense that that is where our source of income comes from. I think that's a very big mistake. Parliament is a very important platform because it gives you an opportunity to really do something about the plight of the people, you know, their socio-economic conditions. That platform is there of course, I said earlier on, you need to work with the ruling party because they've got what is called a supermajority. But if you look at the clause of recalls, it's protected by the national constitution. It's protected by the national constitution. It tells you how a member of parliament loses his or her seat. You don't lose it because you have challenged your leader, so to speak. You don't lose it because of that. But again, as I said to you earlier on, it's Zimbabwe. There's a lot of abuse here and there. So I'm not saying no one can be recalled. I'm just talking under general now. I'm not talking about under Dr. Khuphe or myself or anyone else for that matter. But I'm just saying I know that people can be recalled under questionable conditions. But for your own information, you cannot recall a member of parliament unless they have left the party and joined a different party other than the one that brought them to parliament.
Okay, so why not challenge such an unconstitutional thing and something that has already caused the party to split into two? Why allow the Mwonzora camp to continue with appointing a second vice president? I do not get that portion.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't know about the party splitting into two. I also do not know if that burden must be put on Dr. Khuphe's shoulders. I really don't understand why. I'm saying to you, even when the Supreme Court judgment was given, it made it clear that this is beyond the parties before the court. It said it's for the good governance of all political parties in the country.
Yes, but here's bad governance. The same bad governance that the Supreme Court ruled on, imposing a vice president that is not supposed to be there. Is Mwonzora the vice president now, the second vice president?
Well, as I said to you, I'm very clear on the things I need to comment on. I'm very clear on the things I don't need to comment on. Anything I say now with regards to what happened at Congress and post-Congress will not help Zimbabweans get any wiser or cleverer than they already are. Here is a question of, are people going to stand up for their values and principles? It's not a question of can Phugeni do that. I think people already have an answer to that. It's not a question of can Dr. Khuphe do that, because I think people already have an answer to that. So those questions for me, they don't even arise. With the knowledge which you are displaying now, it tells me that we did a good job of educating Zimbabweans. And that is our job. We had to educate you to understand these processes. Now that you do understand them, the question is, what are you going to do about it?
No, but the vice president who was elected at the previous Congress should challenge this same thing the way she challenged, or the way she joined in to the constitutional challenge the first time. It's her role, not ours.
No. You are making a mistake. It was important then to set the record straight, and the record was set straight. Now, to the extent that people realize that what is happening now happened before, they need to be able to stand up.
Okay, what can people do?
No, I really don't know. I'm not going to
Like, for example, a member of the MDC-T, can they go to court now and challenge that it's an unconstitutional act that happened, that the president of the MDC-T can appoint a second vice president?
Well, you remember you cited the United States of America province.
Yes.
I think they did say that they are going to take these matters to court. And personally, I think if they say that they have tried all the internal remedies and there seem to be no relief, and you know, constitutionally the courts are our final arbiters of our disputes. So if they are going there, I think then maybe we'll have an opportunity. But basically, the burden has shifted from those who carried a large amount of the burden last time to other people. Because, as I've already alluded to you, there are other extremely critical issues that we need to be occupied with. And why should that important work stop for another work which may seem very, very important, but other people can carry it out as well. So we have a lot of things on our plate right now to deal with. The socio-economic condition of our people is untenable right now. Like I told you, we just have to leave Harare, just have to leave South Africa and go back to Zimbabwe when I go to the townships and see the desperate suffering of our people. It's very, very painful. And to the extent that I'm able to do something about it, I really want to dedicate much of my time around that. There's something I'm very proud of. And even when I discuss with Dr. Khuphe, I always tell her this. If today I were to wake up, God forbid, dead or removed completely from the political scene of Zimbabwe, there's one thing I'm proud of. And I always tell this to Dr. Khuphe. Before you were president of the MDC-T, people were dying in Luveve. But when you became president, you intervened, and praise God, she intervened through me and my other colleagues. And the death stopped. It stopped. So no one can ever take that away. And that brings joy to me that I am doing something which brought me into politics. Why I came into politics is to do something about those who have no power to do something about their situation. That's what I want to do. And I do not think that the issues of Congress right now are that urgent compared to the suffering which I'm seeing on the ground. So to the extent that I'm able to make alliances here and push here and there and all those things, like let me give you an example. The other thing that we were debating, we're debating a case of you have laws that are conflicting, where you have one ministry saying this is an industry which we want to promote, and then our statute says actually this type of industry, if you're involved in it, is a crime. And I'm saying you need, because what you are doing is you're exposing people who are involved in this industry to exploitation, to an unsafe working environment, and all those type of things. So there are a lot of platforms which one can use to fight for those who do not have the strength, the platform, the capacity. It is not always around politics. It is not always around EOC or MDC-T squabbles. No, I think we have done enough. We have played our part. Those that missed it can go back. At least all my interviews with you are recorded. They can see that. But there is genuine suffering. And I know I'm not speaking to an ignorant person, because I've come to you several times requesting for resources to help people. There are people who come to me seeking legal help. You have assisted. You've brought in some lawyers. We have assisted so many people. I'm very happy in that space, where I'm helping Zimbabweans, lots and lots of them. They come into my inbox. I really try and help them. Let others do the politics. Allow me to take this new role which God has given me a bit more serious than we have up to now.
Okay. Let's finalize on the issue of dialogue.
Yeah.
Is the MDC-T serious about having a broad-based opposition front going into the 2023 elections? And what is happening on the side of MDC-T, especially with the MDC Alliance?
Yeah, well, I will speak out of tune, and my fear is that if I say something that is not consistent with what might have been agreed. Unfortunately, when the standing committee set this Wednesday, I was already on my way this side. So I was flying that evening, so there was no way I could have been in Harare and then be able to get to Bulawayo on time for my flight. So I missed it completely. So when I start commenting on these matters, they will make headlines tomorrow. And if they are not in step with what the standing committee might have resolved, and as I've already told you, I'm a deputy. It's not my time. My time has not arrived. Maybe you will need to contact those who it's their time to advance those
who is the spokesperson for the MDC now? Is it Witness or is it Young Tsvangirai?
It's Witness.
Okay. What is the role of Tsvangirai?
My understanding is that he is the personal assistant.
Okay. So I should speak to Tsvangirai Jan because he speaks for the president.
No, it's Damba who speaks for the president.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is clear, and I know that I ambushed you.
Yeah.
So I don't want to...
No, look, yes, I appreciate,
Yeah.
but yes, a lot of people come to my inbox a bit frustrated that we are not talking as often as we used to. But I think today they will at least appreciate why that is not happening. I am understanding the new platform which I have, and I'm trying to see how I can be as effective, if not more effective, on that platform as I have been on this one. But we are one family, we love you. Once in a while we'll come here, maybe not necessarily on political issues, and chat and do that. There was a time you wanted to do an open line with me. Yeah, who will come and do that open line and talk. But as President Biden said, politics doesn't have to be a ball of raging fire. It really doesn't have to. If we understand the work before us that needs to be done, a lot of our people need to be pulled out of poverty. It's a shame, Gambakwe. For me, it's a personal shame. Having grown up in Phumula, Bulawayo, when I was growing up, I think there was a need for a sporan or borehole. Once, I can't remember which year it was, and those things quickly disappeared. But right now, yesterday I was listening to some reporting in Nketa, where we are celebrating the drilling of boreholes in the city, where people have to go and congregate with buckets and whatsoever. It's the dignity of our people that have been stolen from them. No, we are not going to achieve this Vision 2030 set by HE. We are not going to achieve it in the manner we're going about. We cannot. It is an insult. It is an insult that Harare and Bulawayo have boreholes. That's not the direction. We shouldn't be going there. And for me, that is what we need to be dealing with. Without apportioning blame to whatsoever, at least we can agree on that we shouldn't be having boreholes in the city. That piped water is not negotiable. People must be receiving it. Now, you go peri-urban, the places like St. Peter's, Methodist, Robert Sinyoga, it gets even worse there. There are no roads whatsoever. People can't be connected. You now go to rural areas like Lupane, some places in Mashonaland, which Honorable Pete was talking about, where there is completely no coverage. There is no television. There is no cell phone network. There is nothing. And now I was talking to my dad and I said to him, the vaccination, he says, we know nothing about such things. There is no Zupco that goes there. When there is a lockdown, those people are basically shut down completely. When their livelihood is in the cities, they can't come to the cities. So there are a lot of things that we need to agree that these things are wrong. Let's find means and ways, all of us, all the political parties. Of course, government shoulders a larger blame because they are the government. They are the ones that collect taxes. They are the ones responsible for our natural resources, because those must be used to develop the lives and our country and all those type of things.
Okay. It's a very heavy subject, and I think let us leave it here for now. And then I'll try to get hold of you and we'll continue talking on these very important issues that have got nothing to do with the party. I'm sure you can still talk on what needs to be done in our country.
No, that one, you see, I get animated. I'm very, very passionate about that because I think Zimbabwe has potential. She really has potential. What you need is Zimbabweans coming together. That's why I've never wanted to insult HE, his party, or his government, or whatsoever, because I think that does not move us anyway in terms of what we want to achieve. So what we need to do, we need to agree that this is broken. This needs to be fixed by all of us involved. I think you'll see that we will make progress. But I think there's just too much politics, what I will call the WWE, where there is too much of breaking of chairs and ladders and whatsoever. But at the end of the day, nothing happens.
I see.
Nothing happens. So we have made too much noise. But when you look at the ground, you look where MDC is ruling, the cities. That's where we're drilling boreholes. You see? You look where ZANU is ruling, the rural areas. That's where there is no coverage. Completely. Now, look at the exposure of the lack of development, what it has done to our education. Kids that are in the cities, that have been doing Cambridge, like one that I know very close, he came up with A and Bs because of the ICT infrastructure, lessons were able to be delivered online. You go to the rural areas where I said there's completely no network coverage. Look at the 0% pass rate that the kids got on grade 7. That's an indictment on us. If our politics is not improving their lot, then that politics is useless. What is the value of that politics? What are we doing? We need to be able to say ICT is a human rights issue. If something is a human rights issue, it means it has to be universally accessible. So we need to be able to get all our kids connected so that when pandemics like COVID come, even rural kids are able to access education at the comfort of their homes. Now, just like we did with the HIV fund, with the AIDS fund, we need to be able to put a fund for ICT infrastructure. We roll it throughout the country because we are saying during this COVID time, no kid left behind or no one left behind, but we're leaving our kids in the rural areas. We're leaving our parents in the rural areas on so many things because of COVID. So we are exposed as a country. We must now agree that for too long we have not developed the rural areas. It's time now that resources are also prioritized there so that there isn't this gap, you know, which is so vast and so unfair between the rural folk and the town and the town folk.
Right, thank you very much, Senator Khaliphani Phugeni. And at that point, our lights.
It's a sign that we have spoken for too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've indeed, and it was a great conversation. I hope that people can get hold of you. I'll put your number on the screen.
Yes, do.
Then they can get in touch with you.
Okay.
Especially the community of Bulawayo, where you are the senator.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. No, thank you.
And we will talk again very, very soon.
Okay. All right. Cheers, mate.